maybe between 5 and 7 years old when the Nazis occupied Poland. It was like 1939.
Mm-hmm.
And naturally, being Jewish, right away when they came in, they automatically gave us 2-3 hours and put us into a ghetto, which is a room like this here with 50 people, and they slept on the floor. Got a few rats running around and became my friends, but that was there. And then when the ghetto cleaned up, he took his wagon and took me into the place where my father worked, a soap factory. And then I went into the ghetto with my father. And then little by little they were cleaning out the ghetto, taking people out, some for war, some to shoot. You know, the guys were trying to hold on to us because otherwise they would go on the Russian front. So it's a lot easier to beat up people who have no weapons and are down on their luck than it is to go on the Russian front and get killed. So naturally they would be keeping us, you know, and then as the Russians were coming forward, they were moving us into Germany. Then they put us in a camp called Dachau, which is 7 kilometers from Munich. So we were in Dachau. Was kind of a bad camp, but it wasn't too bad, you know. You caught some soup, which was like water with a little bit of bread in there, and, you know, just so you survive. And from them we went to a camp called Allach. Allach was a camp where they put you in and you, like the elephants, you die there. And that's it. But they decided from Dachau, from Allach rather, they put it into those railroad cars. And they would take us to a place where they would line us up and shoot us while the train is going from town to town. You know, at that time, the Americans were getting pretty close, and I believe it was General Patton who told the head commander of the train, "If you don't like your life," he says, "you just put those guys right and shoot them, because when we come in, you'll be the first one we're going to shoot. So whatever you do, give us a day or two." Anyway, took a day or two, and that was like April 29th or May 1st. That's why I got my birthday. I don't know, I don't have a certificate, so I picked up 5/5, May 5th. That's where the liberation came in. And we just couldn't believe it. I was like maybe 75 pounds, you know.
Goodness.
My normal weight, not now, used to be like 150. When I was in the army, it was 175. And people say, "Which army were you?" And I said, "In the American," because I, again, lied about my age and kind of got accepted. But after 6 months, they knocked me out and I went into the Army Organized Reserve. And I stayed there for about 5 years or so. See, every time I talk about it, I can't sleep at night. So basically, I came back from the army to Milwaukee, and then started, you know, getting jobs. Yeah. But life in America, I felt, is the greatest place on earth. If you want to work, it's one of the best. Where else can you go down when you're very young? You don't know the language, you're in an orphanage, and you get to all the good stuff. It's by the will of God, by the will of, you know, I say it's your attitude and not your platitude that determines your altitude. What I went through is incomprehensible. It is, you cannot describe the various pain and suffering and they put on people, you know, for what, doing nothing. And then too, the other day, we have prayers that we say in temple. So I asked the rabbi, I said, "Rabbi, I was only like 5, 6 years old. How did I accumulate all those sins that I'm suffering for?" Well, naturally, he didn't have any answer for it. like saying it's God's will. I had a lot of bad luck and then a lot of good luck. And thank God for it, you know. I felt that I was very, very fortunate to come to America. I got a new life, and by having a new life, I would like to make something with it. And the more I make with it, the better I felt. And I kind of obliterated all the bad thoughts, so to speak, and came up with better thoughts. So that's who I am. I'm a very positive person. No matter how negative life makes you, I still go very positive. So that's about the size of it. I kind of let it go and not think about it, because thinking about it, that's just impossible. And try to do everything on a happier note, you know. And by that, you want to participate, help people out who are not as fortunate as you are. And, you know, and by that I get a great joy. And I'm able to, with God's help, to help others, you know. That's what life is all about. You take risks, you know. You do a lot of things, and some are good, some are bad, but the idea is you're the guy who makes the choices, not someone else making choices for you, like in other countries. We still have democracy here, we still have a choice of things, and hopefully it'll get better. That's all I'm hoping.